Good afternoon and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the coffee stream and coffee stream number 159. And it's Friday guest day. And today we have a very special guest, one and only Ghastly Dope from Gulf City. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me out this morning. I'm glad to be on a show where I could speak at a normal volume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's nice.
Yeah, you don't have to be on and
Yeah, I mean,
amped.
don't get me wrong. I love the act, but at the same time, I like to use a regular person voice sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little easier. And plus, it's morning for me. I'm still drinking coffee and shit. So,
Oh, good. It's the coffee stream.
mhm. I figured I'd make
Coffee
a big
is
ass pot of coffee since I was gonna do this. Because to be honest with you, I didn't get any sleep last night. I
oh,
slept
man.
a nap for about 2 hours from like 7 to 9 last night,
Oh, damn.
and up since then. So I'm just trying to keep the coffee going right now. I get into these cycles where, excuse me, because man, I really feel like it would be much easier if Earth would move to 32-hour days and I could be awake 24 and then sleep 8. Oh, that would work out so nice for me. It's difficult for me to like keep to any kind of schedule. So sometimes I have to kind of go around the horn. You know what I mean? Like one night I'll be up till 2, next night till 4, next night till 6, next night I'm going to bed at 8 a.m. Well, the next day I just need to stay up until the following night to try to like reset the clock where I'm waking up in the morning again for a few days.
Yeah.
And I go through that once a month, twice a month easily.
Dual Wield says, I
Uh,
just ate the entire tin of Folgers. Get on my level, ghost.
Fuck, I'm about to cut up some lines of straight fucking Arabica beans, son, with shadows. Shink.
Oh, man.
How are you
I'm
doing? I don't
I'm
know if I answered your question or not, but
I'm I'm doing great, actually. I'm pretty I'm just getting over a freaking ear infection.
oh Lord.
So I'm still my throat's still a bit sore, but the antibiotics are doing their job.
Hmm.
So I'm getting there. Slowly getting there.
How's your newest set of eyes, if you don't mind me asking? I'm
My
telling
newest.
you, I just think about that fucking story you told being Gutenberg and Irate Bear that time, dude. That's just mind blowing for me, man.
My new set of eyes is doing great.
Hell,
Um
that's awesome.
yeah, the
That's so cool. That's so cool. To see how that works, man.
well,
That's all.
that's why we did that, 'cause I always get asked, right? Like, how much can
I'm
you
sorry to even
see?
bring it up. I'm sure that's all people ever fuck.
No, it's fine, dude, because it's like people say, how much can you see? And that kind of puts it in perspective for them that there is literally no light coming in
Right,
because I have plastic in my head.
right, right.
Um, it actually helps
It just
people.
ping pong balls in there. It's fine,
Yeah.
dude.
Now I'm picturing like that South Park movie scene where um was it Fiona or was it Winona Ryder with the ping pong balls?
Oh yeah,
Look
yeah.
what I can do with this trick, my ping pong ball trick, like
Oh,
that's
Lord.
except instead it's my eyes.
Like if you squeeze your temples and they just go boop.
So I've noticed Fright Power Hours moved to Saturday night.
That is correct.
So how's all that going? How's Gulf City going? And I
Well,
try to catch it as much as I can, but I'm putting the kids to bed when
oh,
it's
yeah,
on. So
and I know I'm all over the place and I switch shit up all the time, so I get it, that people don't always know where everything is. Don't get me wrong, I mean, even having only been on it for, well, about to be 2 weeks, I already miss doing 2 shows a week, you know what I mean? I really liked Monday and Wednesdays, for a lot of reasons, but there were several reasons to move. Not only Mondays and Wednesdays are both really popular stream days. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And so if you have the opportunity to make it more fair to the audience where they can choose a little easier, I don't see a reason not to do that. In addition to that, me doing Saturdays, is a little more in tune with the work schedules of the guys on my cast. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to do it in a way now where more people are here at my place where I have multiple machines, a microphone. We have all kind of shit set up here, and that's how now we're able to go back to animating multiple characters at the same time. And I'm trying to work with one of my guys to become the operator on that show because it's been much easier for me to be able to fucking tell jokes or whatever when I'm not having to be the great and powerful Oz behind the scenes pulling
Yeah,
and pushing buttons and shit, you know.
I can imagine.
So we're going to try to make those changes to a degree. As far as it staying one show a week, I know myself, I know that won't last. I want to move the radio guys probably to their own time slot. I'm not
Mhm.
entirely sure what I want to do there, but I love that show. Even if it's not super popular, I don't care. I love that show.
The
So
Krill is pretty the 101.1 The Krill is a good show.
it's pretty great, and I'm consistently blown away by how just the sheer volume of material that the fan base comes up with, not only the songs on that show, but, like, just endless memes and fan art and, people take pictures with their merch and all that good stuff, you know? So being able to showcase some of that on the radio show, I think works out nice. And for instance, if I was to put them on Monday or Tuesday, and do the Fry Power Hour on Saturday, I think it's very reasonable to put them in a position where they in at least one of their segments act as a review show. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
So they can go, okay, here's what happened this last week in Gulf City programming, most recently being the Fry Power Hour and whatever else we put out over the course of that week. Um, we may go in that direction. I'm also wanting to bring back my show Public Works, my drawing show.
yeah.
I think I may do that as I don't get me I'm so disillusioned with Patreon, but I don't know, something specialized, like a patron only stream. It's kind of my
Mhm.
jerk idea there, but I don't love that idea. I'd like to come up with some other way to build some exclusivity to that show because I wanna be able to work on the current episode I'm working on that show, which I don't wanna do as a public stream.
Right, I gotcha.
So, like, if the people that watch Public Works, which is a show I love doing, I like being able to draw on the air and, again, not yell so damn much and all that stuff. But, I always had to kinda work on some alternate material. We'd be working on merch or, yeah, just whatever other things we could come up with. I couldn't work on, like, what my actual current project is during that show, which I'd
Right.
like to be able to do, and that's definitely would make it a spoiler alert kind of show, and there's some people that would wanna see that and some people that wouldn't, so if I can find a way to kinda mitigate that, uh, I'm gonna try to, find a way to bring that back in the near future if I possibly can. Be good, man.
So so you did mention your new project. So for those of for people who may not, get a chance to watch all the time, what is your new project?
Well, it kind of is in multiple prongs. Right now, everything I've done so far episodically, the actual episodes of the cartoon, of
Yeah.
which there are currently 15. By the way, episode 16 comes out May 18th. Make sure you
Ooh.
subscribe to youtube.com/Golf City so you can see the watch party. Those are that's the most fun. Those are so fucking fun doing the watch parties. I'm not gonna lie, that's my focus group. Like I watch what y'all say in the chat while you're seeing it for the first time and shit. So I can see what people like and all of
That's
that.
gotta be fun. Just
It is.
watching the chat and, you
Yeah,
know.
it's great. And so everything we've done up until this point is and we've, you know, as far as giving it a name behind the scenes goes, we always refer to it as season zero. Always refer to it as season zero. That's why the episodes are numbered with a leading zero.
Yeah.
In television, as you know, the first one or two digits sometimes is the season number and then the
Mm.
corresponding episode number. So, this being season zero, it's essentially, the prototype. It's the Old Testament. It's my college thesis.
Right.
And you can see and hear across that span of episodes the quality changes, uh, over the course of episode to episode. And obviously, it's a huge ramp up from my earliest stuff to what I'm able to do animation wise now and sound design wise now, and just the quality of equipment that we've got and the quality of the source artwork assets and all these different things are at such a high level in comparison. Um, so that set of episodes in and of itself is not necessarily something that an alternate platform or a network would want to pick up. And this is a tactic that other shows have used in the past as well. The most recent example I can think of is a show called Goland the Insatiable, about a little
Mhm.
girl that summons a demon. They did a season 0 essentially, and then they got picked up by Fox. Fox had them make a season 1, which was essentially kind of a retelling of that story that they
Okay.
came up with in season 0, but with that much higher it was a full show. For instance, I'm
Oh,
likely gonna go to 22 minutes an episode instead of 11.
okay.
Um, and I want and then, when they did that and it worked out okay, uh, Fox it worked out okay for Fox when they picked up, season 1. um, they then optioned season 0 as well. So now on streaming, I believe it's on Hulu right now, you can see both. And it's interesting to watch the corresponding episodes from the 2 different seasons, not only to see, same deal, their duration is longer, sounds better, looks better, all these things, and it's just a night and day difference. And I'm kind of on that same wavelength. So uh, I'm doing episode 16 now, and then episode 17, which will be coming probably fairly quickly after that, considering the schedule we're going to have to keep, is going to close out season 0. And,
Okay.
um,
That's actually a pretty interesting tactic.
and I think I've found a way to close it out in such a way that in season 1, where again, some of the story is going to be retold. The possession of the vessel and Ghastly summoning the whale and Hurricane Harvey Keitel and the ghost ban and all of these kind of the public works contract and the bomb at City Hall, all of those like super crucial plot points are still going to be.
Yeah.
Um, that's all still going to be there. I will be able to reanimate the trip to Egypt, which is currently not even fucking available on YouTube.
Oh,
So we'll get to see that stuff again. And I think I found a way in episode 17 to wrap it up in a very Gulf City fashion so that it will still be linearly pleasing to the audience. I don't think they'll immediately reject it. Uh, excuse me. And in doing that, so now I've got to go into production on 13 22-minute episodes, likely
oh
20.
my goodness.
Yeah, and
That's a lot of work.
and I've brought on some extra help, some guys I know here locally, and excuse me, goddamn, let me take a drink of my water here. I'm
No
sorry.
worries, no worries at all. I'm gonna quickly read chat while you do that.
Yeah,
We got a blackout in the chat and a churchy,
what up, black guy?
McBiscuit, and
Oh, yeah,
Milkman
I know all
Dan.
these guys, man. Shit. Freedom says, "You went to college?" Nah, dude. I went to high school, and I went to Google University, man.
Google University.
I just Googled the hell out of everything.
Oh, hi, JTR, the serial killer. Can't stay long, but thought I'd come by and say hi. Well, thank you for
What up?
stopping in.
What up? But yeah, right now I want to wrap that season 0 up. I want to get started in production on season 1 because I'm in negotiation with this company out of Sunnyvale, who's working on releasing a new premium streaming platform.
Ooh,
So essentially, like a Netflix or Hulu competitor, that same type of service, right?
that would be cool.
And they want to distribute Gulf City on that platform. We're negotiating some even larger things than that right now, but I don't want to, I'm still kind of under gag for all of this stuff
Yeah.
till we get it settled. I'm hoping that when we do the watch party for the new episode on the 18th, I can get some kind of reveal going on there.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to kind of finesse the deal with all this. There's certain things that I have to be so sure of. I've only needed to deal with a couple of different TV deal situations in the past. One of them worked out okay. when I worked with Reality of Wrestling. And one before that ended up falling through because it was Bad News Bears, man. It was definitely a very a bloodthirsty contract, if you will.
Mm,
Reading the fine print on it, this motherfucker would have owned my shit. I would have got next to nothing. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
trying to take advantage of somebody who's trying to break in is what
Yeah,
it's
totally. Yeah.
so I want to be careful with this, and anybody who watches a ton of my stuff knows like I'm not going anywhere where I don't have complete creative control of the show.
Well,
So
makes sense. It's a you've built up a quite a
well, the lore is so damn complex. Like I couldn't even tell anybody about it. The stuff that's in the show, that's like a tenth of what's in my head about it. Like
well, exactly. It
I don't
nobody could do it. There would be nobody that could do it properly.
right.
You've got it all up in your head, and it would be like a
I'm telling you, I could
awful game
rattle
of
off that.
telephone.
Yeah, right. I can rattle off that life controlled media shit, no problems, man. Um, but so I'm trying to work out a deal with them. It looks like we're gonna be seeing some level of release in August, which gives me exactly the summer. This shit happen.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be pure fucking insanity. Uh,
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, right? So I'm also on the back end working on a crowdfunding platform to try to assist with that. I like to be really honest about how the project is going with the fan base. And the reality is, I need money to pay staff. I need more guys. I
Yeah.
need, you know what I mean? I've got to make sure that I'm not worried about how to make sure my household is contained for the next few months because I got to have some cats in here working and we have a lot of fucking work to do. There's definitely going to be some gear purchases and this and that, and whatever. I'm trying to kind of work out numbers and how all that goes, but I don't want to launch a campaign like that until I for sure know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be like, and the deal is like, if I was to do it today, don't get me wrong, I would not be surprised at all if a few of the Whale Gang guys out there were able, wanting to put a couple bucks in. Several people have already expressed interest to me for some, honestly, some reasonable, some pretty sizable donations in a couple of cases, and so
You'd
that
rather just wanna make sure that everyone knows where the money's
come out
going.
there right. I don't wanna come
Yeah.
out there and be vague and be like, "Here's this thing." I can't really talk about the name or who's involved
Mhm.
or what the date. I don't wanna do all that, and then, like, if I can't make a deal with these guys, I don't wanna say that that's what it's for, and then that's not what the fuck it ends up being. I will
Yeah.
say, I wanna be sure to keep a contingency plan in place. Even if this doesn't work out, by creating season 1 in this fashion, that gives me a product I could take to a network. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the episodes I've got, even if I was to be able to pitch a network and they picked up the show, I'd have to make everything again because I know it's okay for YouTube, but a lot of people that watch things are really YouTube heavy and complain about a lot about the rules. They don't really realize how loose it is in comparison to everything else.
Very true.
Um, so, things like the ripped off TV intros, I'm not going to be able to do that on a new platform.
Nope.
It costs fucking money to do that, and I don't have it. So there'll be some changes there, but no matter where I took it, I would have to do this regardless.
Yeah.
And this is the way I see it, the best opportunity to do it in a timely fashion. And if it's not like every network on the planet's banging my door down yet. So, here's somebody wanting to give the show an opportunity because they just saw it and loved it. Literally, somebody just showed this guy a cartoon, and he got my number and called me. You
That's
know,
really cool.
and you
I
know,
really hope it works out 'cause
I do too. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's
that would be great to see, like, a syndicated Golf City cartoon.
Well, and another thing I'm really clinging to on this too is I'm looking to sign a non-exclusive deal.
Yeah.
And what that would mean is it would not prevent me from still doing the Fright Power Hour, from still putting my episodes on YouTube if I wanted to, from still, using that leverage to then look for an even larger deal. And they are aware that I want to do it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's been very above board so far, and that's a deal I'm much more interested in considering strongly. So that's what I'm doing.
Real quick, thank you, Blackout, for the $5 donation over on
Hell
the
yeah, Black.
slabs. Thank you. It just says cheers. Well, thank you very much. And Milkman Dan
Blackout's cool,
says,
man. I don't know if you know this, but he's most recent addition to the art team. He
oh, that's awesome.
done a couple of set pieces, and you're going to see a couple more of his set pieces in the next episode.
That is so cool. I know Blackout's an artist, but I
Good
didn't know
kid,
that he
man.
was.
I think I think his style is pliable enough, and he's young enough that if I get a hold of him now, you know what I mean. And that's a lot of times what you look for on a creative team. You want people with big potential that aren't old enough to be so set in their ways
Mm.
they can't adapt to style. And one of the things that's very important with this cartoon is that the art team adapts to what my style looks like, because that's what got us here and what the fans want to see and what I want to see.
And Milkman Dan is asking you, Mr. Ghastly, sir, will the phrase Netflix and chill be replaced by the new phrase new streaming service and krill?
Hell yeah, you know I'm finna do a commercial. That's awesome.
I like that. I think that's a good one. So that is so exciting. I really hope that that you're able to complete that season 1 in what is it, 3 months?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's
Yeah.
that's
Well,
that's a lot of work,
I
but
may do like a staggered release thing, and
yeah.
maybe not like season dump all on one day. I don't know. We'll see. Like I say, I'm still in negotiation with all of this shit. The
Yeah.
important part to remember is that Blackout's really fucking good. And so we're glad to have it, man.
Well, I really do hope that negotiations go well for you, because I think Golf City really deserves that.
Thank you.
It's funny as fuck. It's got lots of good lore, and it's got a freaking audience.
I
Like
appreciate
I have a feeling that if you were to get onto this streaming service, that a lot of the Golf City, a lot of the Whale Gang would subscribe to that.
Well, and don't think I'm not gonna tell these guys, yo, give me an affiliate link so I can give it to my people on the channel. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm very excited to try to work all of that stuff out. Should be very cool. And assuming these guys, you know, that everything goes the way that discussion has been so far, and I don't see a reason that it wouldn't. You know, I have no reason
Mhm.
to think that there's fucking foul play afoot or whatever. Uh, but it's
Nothing is rotten in the state of Denmark.
right, at least not so far. Everything has seemed very cool, and like it's you know, and they know it already, dude. It's very bunch of fucking goddamn entertainment exec guys sucking your cock as soon as you fucking get them on the phone. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
nudge. Okay, I appreciate it, man. But you know, I'm it's just it's odd, and I recognize that going down this path is this is, if this works, this is essentially the point of no return on
Yeah.
Gold. It's either do it until you know, I'm fucking 20 seasons in and pointless, you know, or until I'm dead broke after the show gets canceled. One of the two, man.
Yeah, lots of just you might be the next South Park. You look up and you're like, "How did I do 22 seasons of this?"
I'm telling you, I already got an idea for about 6.
Because that's the thing with the South Park guys, right? They didn't think that they were gonna do, what is it now, season 22
22 or
that
3.
they're on? Yeah,
Yeah. And they've been through all kind of different styles too.
they have. Yeah.
I think that that helps set that show apart to a degree. You have to find a way to tell stories in a way that's tangible to your audience. You know, I can't, like, dude, every now and then I'll do something a little bit off, like a lot, and sometimes it works out really nice. A lot of people tell me their favorite episode of Gold City so far is episode 3, which is Ghastly synthesizes the red krill. That's
Mm.
the one with the artificial time travel in it. And that, I mean, that's just a weird episode. It doesn't really it's not tangible. It's very strange. So I can do that, now and again, but overall you want that level of maybe not relatability, but something recognizable that your audience isn't immediately confused by. The shit I do is already very confusing to people, so you got to kind of frame that in a way that they can understand, and at the same time find ways for this series to stand out excuse me, among its competition. I want to be able to compete with not just bullshit like fucking Goland and Sclopio Pipio and fucking, you know what I mean? Like to get up into not even just A tier, S tier, you know, Simpson South Park Family Guy. That's a long road to get there. So one of the things that I'd like to be able to do over the years, and I take this inspiration partly from Venture Brothers, which I think is one of the best modern cartoons that's still running. That shows so much better than it gets credit for. But the characters kind of um, they grow and age and change over the years. Maggie Simpson's been less than a year old for 25 fucking years.
Mhm.
However long it's been. But they allow their characters to age and change, and I like that, and I think I'd like to be able to do that over the course, maybe at a slower pace, but it's certainly something I'm interested in. And at the same time, I like the idea of trying to write animation the way you would write wrestling, right? Like you're
That's
not going to
cool.
see every character every week, and you're going to see a little bit of this story, a little bit of this story, but it all kind of comes together on the big episodes. You know what I mean? If that
Yeah.
makes sense. And over the years, like, man, Hulk Hogan wasn't the center of attention forever.
No,
Over
he was not.
who people want to see changes, and who your main characters are changes, and friends become enemies and enemies become friends, and all that bullshit. And I just think that approaching it from that angle early on uh, it gives me a possibility to run for a long time with
It
it.
does, yeah.
You
Pink Hollow says, "For season 7, I demand you do the 2036 Apophis asteroid and how the
Oh
whale
yeah,
will save us from the and how the whale will save us from it."
bro,
Yeah.
bro. If I run so long that the show's on in 2036, that'd be what the whole season's about.
The
On
whale must save
yeah,
us from
20
Apophis.
fuck yeah, man. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Mm. Mhm. And what's great about that idea too is Ghastly doesn't need to age. I have multiple ghost characters that can stay visually exactly the same, so
that's
that
a great
even if
idea.
the
I should have
characters age, the fans that have a harder time with that still have characters they can stick with because those characters are the same. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Some people like NWO Hogan, some don't. You know what I mean? So you gotta give both availabilities there. I think it's so crucial to come up with all this really good foundation before you really set out, or you end up hanging yourself. And by season 3, your show's a pile of shit. BoJack Horseman. I don't want to go down that road, man. I want
Yeah.
something that's a little bit different. Ghost and Whales, dude.
Oh man. So I've got quite a well, not quite a few, but I've got a couple of stories that I dug up.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Two
have
articles
you
too.
have you ever heard of David Suzuki?
Does he make motorcycles?
So David Suzuki
If not, then
is
no, I have not.
he's okay, so David Suzuki is this he's Canadian. He's actually pretty well known. He's like a naturalist type of guy.
Mhm,
He had a show called The Nature of Things with David Suzuki.
mhm,
And he is a huge, climate change guy. Now it's been bandied about here in Canada that he's kind of a know nothing. Just kind of talks out his ass just to hear himself talk. And apparently Australians have exposed that on their TV. Um,
They showed his butthole on TV?
No. Oh shit, I just looked at the date of this article. It's really fucking old.
They've been showing butts on TV in Australia for a long time.
Um, no, he's very much a very hyperbolic climate change guy. He's very David Suzuki is very he's very hippy dippy, very very left leaning, very um he was actually his parents actually had been interned in one of the Japanese
Right.
camps
Camps in the
in
40s.
Canada. Yeah.
Oh, they did that in Canada too? I didn't even know
They
that.
did indeed. Yep,
Nope.
we had camps here too.
You fucking Leafs ain't worth a damn, man. Every time
Well, that's why everyone's like, "Oh, Canadians are so, nice and Canadians." It's like, "No, dude, you guys don't understand. We did some fucked up shit. Like we had Japanese internment camps here.
you think there's Japanese people in fucking Canada.
Yeah, we turned away a couple of ships with boatloads of Jewish people.
Yeah. You're
We
Canadians, you guys turn away everybody. Unless they're French, you don't want them. French and
well,
Heskins, that's all that's up
no,
there.
no, see now it's as long as they're French or from the Middle East.
Oh, I see.
Um, they don't want them unless they're French or they speak, you know, Middle Eastern languages.
There's a lot of them, man. That's a lot of languages.
That is a lot of languages. When he goes off script, he sounds like an idiot, says Metaphorist. David Suzuki, yeah. Unless he's got a script in front of him, he just rambles. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But so that article, I'm not gonna read that one because it's from freaking 2013. I didn't see that.
Mm.
Um, but I did find one from Texas about a GOP a GOP Texas lawmaker calling a top vaccine scientist a sorceress or a sorcerer.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that banner or something the other day. He said fucking vaccines are magic or some shit like that, man. I can't
Yeah,
remember exactly what it's something completely, just some anti-science bullshit. I don't know what the fuck he was saying. What was the quote? What did he say?
yeah. He responded to tweets from this guy, calling vaccine science sorcery.
Sorcery. That's oh Lord. Vaccinate
Because
kids, guys.
yeah, fuck, man. I got pulled into a Twitter argument.
If it is sorcery, I'd fucking do it anyway, man.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like they've discovered this sorcery that saves your children.
Yeah, no shit.
Why is that bad?
Yeah, even if it is fucking sorcery, maybe it's the fucking touch of God. Maybe it's fungus. Maybe who gives a shit what it is? Nope.
Maybe it's
It's
both.
pretty good, man.
Just do it. Just who cares why?
Like no polio has been pretty cool. We don't realize it because we don't remember fucking polio. We don't want to remember polio. We don't want to know nothing about polio. Polio needs to go back where it came from. Speak its polio language in whatever fucking shithole place polio's from.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's saying Jonathan is I guess that's the Jonathan Stickland is the name of the guy.
Right?
Says his butt hurt on doctors who want to end vaccines.
Doctors
Um,
do in vaccines?
end or
Oh,
put
what?
end vaccine exemptions.
Vaccine
Sorry,
exemptions. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
and doctors who want to end vaccine exemptions, I agree with them
Yeah.
because
There can't be very many of them. I find it hard
there's a
to
lot.
believe
You
Really?
would be surprised at
You
how
gotta be
many
a crooked ass
parenting
motherfucking doctor.
if you look, like, there are tons of parenting groups on fucking Facebook, and the amount of posts you see from moms and dads going, um, "I'm not religious or anything, but I don't wanna get my kids vaccinated. Should I lie and say that I have a religious problem?" And all these and there are people that say, "Yes.
Ah, dude.
Yes, go fill out the form. Say you have a religious or moral,
This is not the goo.
yeah, it's like, first of all, why would you lie about that? If you're not a religious person, why would you lie? Just say you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And second of all, you for don't go to Facebook to ask this shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
I feel like not vaccinating your kids violates the Geneva Convention, basically. I mean, you're an international terrorist if you won't give your kids a fucking goddamn MMR, you know what I mean?
well, and that's
Like, how
the
can I blow this as out of proportion as
the
possible?
Twitter argument I got.
Interpol is coming for you if you don't vaccinate
Well,
your
that's
kids.
the thing, that the Twitter argument I got in, um, I told the person that I got, exposed to the measles when I was 6 months old by someone whose mom believed the mercury in the vaccines crap,
Mhm.
and her child had been exposed to the measles, and she thought, "Hey, what a great idea it will be to bring my kid who's been exposed to the measles to visit the cute little baby."
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And now I'm fucking blind.
I know, you told me this
And
story. That's
this person was like, "Oh, well, that sucks, but."
no, there's no but to
It's
that
like,
fucking sentence.
no,
There's no
dude,
but
what
to
the
that fucking sentence. Some bitch didn't vaccinate her kids, and now you got ping pong balls in your eye sockets, man. I mean, what the fuck, dude?
oh, it was like, really? That sucks, but?
Yeah, yeah. What was the but? What was the but in that sentence? Or did you just
Uh,
go
but but
fucking
but my choices,
ugh, you
my
know?
freedom.
And, like, don't we always say that, as long as you're not infringing on anybody else, you should be able to do what you want? Like, isn't that kind of the whole freedom-based position that freedom also means not infringing other people's freedom? You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of it doesn't even need to be said. That's a given because most society or whatever, you know?
Well,
Uh,
that's what I told him. I said, so if somebody is blithering drunk,
mhm.
do they have a right to get behind the wheel of their car?
Mm,
No. So if you're
they don't have the
endangering
right
the
to get behind your car at any time. Got to be licensed, got to have
that's exactly it. Like, if so, what right do you have to make to allow your child to walk around and spreading public health problems? Like,
sometimes I wonder if, like, our species develops weird genetic checks against our crazy population growth.
mm,
Oh, like, in smaller ecosystems, large mammals will kind of develop an equilibrium with their birth rates, so it goes up and down so that they don't overburden their environment, you know what I
yeah,
mean? And clearly, there's way more of us than the space we've got can deal with most in a lot of places, you know?
yeah,
So sometimes I wonder if there's some kind of like genetic check that can come out of our extremely complex code within ourselves that creates people that are self-destructive in these kind of weird fashions. You know what I mean? So people that avoid medicine, that's weird. That's weird. Why are you like that? That seems unnatural to me. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't.
Millions of lives saved because of
Yeah,
the miracle of modern medicine. But you're like, nah, Jenny McCarthy was right.
yeah. I know, right?
About
Thank you again, to Captain Weeb for the $1 donation on the slabs. That says, "I hope you guys are all having a good day." I sure am. Um, this is like, I don't understand the, like you said, the fear of modern medicine.
mhm.
It
Well,
doesn't make sense to me.
it's one of those things where there's kind of a convolution of one thing becoming another. Um, what you're not scared of modern medicine, you're scared of big pharma. And that's not an unreasonable fear to have, you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think people's, perception of certain subjects gets very broad. Everything's very 140 characters, you know what I mean? Everything's very generalized, everything's very wide strokes because everybody thinks they're involved in everything. So you take things like modern medicine and it all gets kind of thrown under the same blanket. So if there's people who have this predominant fear of how much the American public is being fucked over by pharmaceutical companies, which they are, then they can sometimes allow that to bleed into how they feel about neurosurgeons or like
Mm.
university research teams. Like, man,
Yeah.
this is the important part of modern medicine. Not these this is that's salesmen over here. These are drug dealers, guys, you know?
Mhm.
And, not that there isn't a place for pharmacology, obviously there is. You know what I'm saying though.
Oh, for sure. The
It
the ones that I
I
used to
wonder if
have.
their fear on that side
Yeah.
creates this unnatural fear over here, where the things that are good about modern medicine also become bad in their mind, you know? I
Well,
don't know.
I used to have a doctor who I swear had stock in the Bear Company
Yeah,
for, like,
yeah, yeah.
aspirin and Tylenol, like,
That's what I mean.
because seriously, I had been going to her to try and figure out why I was in so much pain with my back, and
Mhm.
she would just be like, "Oh, well, just take ibuprofen or acetaminophen. Just take ibuprofen." And I'm like, "Dude, I have been. You're I'm
Right.
gonna fry my fucking liver. Would
Yeah,
you
I
please
mean,
help me do something about this?"
don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that everything's quickly solvable in that fashion. Better living through chemistry is just a turn of phrase. It's not
Yeah,
necessarily a lifestyle. I've take very little medicine, but
yeah.
I'm in very decent health, at least for my age. I badly need to quit smoking at this point. Beyond that, at the same time, I don't shun it. Like, if I
No.
broke my fucking leg, I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, man, load me up. Whatever the fuck it is you think I need, because I don't know how to fix
Is
that."
that Demerol? Yes,
Yeah,
please.
or if they're like, "Hey, we need one of your kidneys is, it's upside down in there. We feel like you're gonna start pissing out of your nose. We need to fix it." "Okay, man, whatever you guys think." Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
If you feel that I need fixing, well,
I'll take your word on it, doc.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a good idea for anybody when you're doing anything life threatening. They got to put you under and open you up for some shit. Get you a second opinion. That's fine. Make sure this guy knows what he's talking about. But beyond that, I mean, I've said it before. The future is amazing, and nobody gives a shit. Like, modern medicine is out of control. Have you seen like the mind controlled prosthetic arms and shit that
Yeah,
they
that
have
is
now?
awesome.
That's out of control, man, and nobody gives a fuck. They're like, "My kids need to get measles. It'll be fine. Nobody will get polio in my house." Fuck you, dude. You better get you a wheelchair and a blanket because it's coming your way. I'm telling you.
Yep. And,
Mm.
like, my grandparents have the scar from the polio
Oh,
f
no shit.
shot.
From the shot?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Is that the shoulder one? Or
I
like it's from the
think
back,
so.
like the back of the shoulder or something?
Something like that. I can't remember where they said they gave it to them, but it's definitely not your vaccine of today
Yeah.
by any means.
Yeah, I think it was, on the scapula there on the back of the shoulder, somewhere like
Shoulder says
that.
Skeptalk, yep.
Oh, yeah, okay. I feel like my grandmother, showed me that one time. Maybe my mom has one too. I can't remember now. How often do you look at other people's shot scars, you know?
Yep. Pinkala says it's the polio inoculation in the shoulder. My mom has one. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I forget that, like, you're also listening to everything that's in the chat at
I
the same
am.
time, right?
I've got I've got, uh I've got 2 sets of headphones on. I
Wow.
have my
I'm
headset to
sorry, man.
listen
I
to
know I
you.
make it go long sometimes.
Yeah, I've got my headset listening to you, and then I've got my headset listening to, my screen reader,
Oh, so you have
telling me.
one in one ear, one in the other?
Yep.
Oh, your brain is very pissed off that you're doing that.
Yes, it is, but
That's crazy, man. Right on.
Coffee and pot helps.
Hey, I wanna join that club, you know?
So, have you heard about what's going on with North Korea?
Probably not. I know about Kim
So,
Jong-il getting pretty pissed off, not too long ago, but I have not kept up with much. Telling you, last
well,
I've been in a hole.
what happened was the U.S. Um, has sent a or has seized a North Korean ship that they've suspected of violating the sanctions the UN has put on them.
Oh, wait, who seized one? Uh-oh.
We did,
Oh,
or you did,
I did? Yeah, us, not
not you, your
don't
country.
you guys don't seize a damn thing.
Your country seized a North Korean um,
I just
ship.
pointed out because I love this joke. Milkman Dan says, "Kim Jong-il died." Gee, yeah, I know, it's his son Jim Jong-il.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Oh.
I love that joke, dude, I don't know why. That's crazy though,
And
so
it's called
actually
Wise Honest. The North Korean ship that they've seized is called Wise Honest.
oh man, which one of our ships was it? Does it say? Does it have a
Let's
name that
see.
our ships tend to have?
This is from the Department of Justice.
Mhm.
So it says the U.S. has seized a North Korean freighter that was caught that was shipping coal in violations of UN sanctions, the Justice Department revealed Thursday. The
Oh,
17,000-ton cargo ship,
we
the
didn't go out
Wise,
there and throw a big net on them or anything. We just
uh,
jet off.
yeah, we showed up, or you showed up, your country showed up and said, uh, so it was they stopped it in Indonesia last year after it was found to be carrying coal. The ship's captain was charged with violating Indonesian law, and last July, the U.S. filed an action to seize the ship.
Mm.
So federal prosecutors says the seizure marks the first time the U.S. has taken possession of a North Korean ship for violating international sanctions. So
What
I guess their seizure was
the
successful.
do they just send, like, a couple dudes out in a little cigarette boat? Pow! They just roll out there, jump on, "Fuck you guys. Goddamn little
Maybe.
in this boat." I'd love to see exactly how that goes down. Do they just get a fax on the boat? Cease and desist. "World police, get down on the ground."
Who gets to translate that
I mean,
from
maybe
English
it
to
is world police
Korean?
style. We just fucking fly in on a helicopter, about 4 or 5 dudes with some big ass guns and just get down on the ground. It's perfect.
So yeah, it looks like the seizure was successful. Um, so it says the announcement of the seizure came just hours after North Korea launched suspected short-range nuclear missiles
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
in the second weapons test in a week.
Mhm.
Um, but it said that the attempt to take control of the Wise Honest had been in the works for some time and was not spurred by North Korea's overnight actions. Okay, so it just looked like it. It's just
Right.
they finally were able to physically take
Mm,
possession.
I feel like maybe there's something a little more there,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
have a feeling that that kind
The
of pushed
timing feels awfully convenient.
it. Yeah, I have a feeling that North Korea did the missile test and
Mhm.
they were like, okay,
Hey,
we
you
need
know
to
that
get this.
ship that we were talking about a couple months ago? You remember that shit, Jim? Remember, you know how I said, "Oh, it's gonna take us 6 months to get this." Guess what? I'm just holding that card. We finna do it tonight. We're taking your coal. We are taking your coal. See if you try that shit, North Korea. Okay, I'm sorry. This isn't the fright power. I'm not gonna go all, just make a bunch of shit up.
that, that's that's funny. So it says the Justice Department says the Korea Songgi shipping company used the Wise Honest from the least November of 2016 through April 2018 and broke American law by paying US dollars.
Hey,
Um,
it is, man. Fuck around and find out, North Korea, you know?
yeah.
We will deliver freedom right to your motherfucking door.
Wow, their okay, so their cargo ship meant yielded $700,000. It says.
700,000. That's nothing for a military op, though. You know what I mean? We probably spent 10 million doing whatever the fuck they
Oh,
did.
probably, but they're just mad that the Koreans were using their currency. I think they
Oh,
were.
they actually had US dollars
Yeah.
on the ship?
Yeah.
Hey, now hold up a minute. You bring those
Yeah.
down home, man. We're wasting all our printer ink.
Silly Korea.
Jim will learn eventually. The South Koreans figured it the fuck out. They got to have the Olympics and
Yeah.
hang out at tour. Their things working out fine, as far as I know. Other than their whole thing with North Korea,
Yeah. Other than that,
There's
hanging over their
robots
head.
on the border now. Is that accurate? It's like robot warfare on the border between the two Koreas. It's all automated shit. That's what I heard.
That's sort of what it seems like. Well,
Crazy.
South Korea is probably a bit more automated than
Reasonable. That's reasonable.
North Korea. If they had US cash aboard, that might be a problem, says Skeptalk. I wonder if it was counterfeit. Probably.
It's possible too, man.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No shit.
That's see, there's a bunch of stuff that's going on in the world now right now that's not very good. Like we've got this shit with Korea. We've got the deployment of the aircraft.
Handling it kind of quietly. You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah.
kind of military operations I like to vaguely hear about and guest things on. Ones where they just handled the shit quietly and we
Yeah.
hear about it didn't blow up. Great, good, wonderful.
Yeah.
No yelling on the bus,
Exactly. And right now we've got, the US has deployed an aircraft carrier and a bomber fleet to the Middle East to go, hey, Iran, stop
Man,
fucking around.
dude, fuck around and find out, Iran. We could deliver freedom 30 minutes or less. We're like dominoes for nukes, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Find out.
Dominoes for nukes. I love it.
Awesome, man. Like, if it was me, if I was making a movie about destroying the world with nukes, it would, that's ridiculous. I'm just thinking of a screen that, if you order from Domino's, they show you that little meter on the screen and it says, okay, now we're putting your shit in the oven. Now it's cooking. Now they're checking it. Now they're delivering it. It has this little thermometer that fills up on their website and it talks to you. It's dumb as fuck. But if there was
Now I've just got
you could
to
put that on the screens of the people we're bombing so they know how close they are to being fucked. That I don't know. The ticking clock is hilarious to me.
now I've got a picture of like a Gulf City shirt
Yes.
that says
Fuck around and find out.
nukes delivered, Dominoes for nukes delivered in 30 minutes or less.
Is that
Fuck
accurate?
around and find out.
Fuck, that's what it says on the box.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Can we get anywhere in the world in 30 minutes? That sounds like that might be accurate. I'm not sure.
I
What's
don't know. With some of
the-
those supersonic jets,
yeah,
we could probably get some. There's probably somewhere in the world you could get in 30 minutes or less.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we could get a missile pretty fucking far up a camel's ass in 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like a really
Yeah, I would say so.
Very interesting. Well, like I say, man, you call us up, you place your order and say, hey, we're fucking around and finding out 30 minutes or less, freedom to your door. It's awesome. The jet should have the little sign on top that says delivery.
ICBMs are pretty quick, says Milkman Dan. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Somebody knows. A lot of military cats watch Gulf City. Somebody fucking knows the answer to this question.
Yep. So here's something. I don't know if you've heard about this in Texas. Will teachers get a $5,000 or $1,850 pay raise? That's what Texas lawmakers must decide.
I would like them to get at least one or the other.
Yes, I would think.
They are sorely underpaid.
Yeah, there's a bunch of there's a big problem with teachers getting underpaid and them being expected to do a lot.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, overburdening of, classroom sizes and stuff, but what it becomes just another government institution that's extremely wasteful. Uh,
Yeah.
they just spend their money in the wrong places. Having been really close to somebody who was in public education for a long time, I had to kinda see it up close and personal, and, you wanna talk about inefficiency, it's like a military without discipline, you know, or a prison system without discipline. It's just another one of these kind of rigidly timed number of butts and seats equals dollars kind of
Yep.
setups that the government loves to do. Only now you're dealing with middle-aged women and children. It's not exactly organized, not exactly fucking efficient. So it just becomes extremely wasteful. The unfortunate part is that that equates to worse education for American children, which is a huge problem, obviously. Like, you want to give a bigger slice of the tax pie to education if you possibly can, but Jesus Christ, they need to spend the fucking money right in the first goddamn place,
They
you know?
do. They really do. They
I
need
figure
to.
more of that goes to teacher salaries, the less of it goes to standardized testing.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree.
Mm.
Um, so it says this story says, "Listen up, Texas lawmakers. Teachers are watching. They know the legislature has approved two plans to fund public schools, and each one includes a different proposal to give school employees raises. It's great that the state is discussing teacher pay, but
Mhm.
teachers know it takes an entire team," says Stephen Kuhl, executive director of the United
Cool.
Educators Association.
Hey, I like this guy already.
Yeah. Um,
That
so
means
it,
the students call him Mr. Cool.
yeah, I know, right?
That's pretty dope.
Mr. You get to be Mr. Cool.
Has it right on his driver's license.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool if you
Right,
ask
like,
me.
if that was your nickname or if you self-applied that, you'd be a total douche, but if that's your real name, that's pretty fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's Pool, not Cool. My
Oh, damn.
that makes me sad. Is he Tim Pool's brother though? Stephen Pool, Tim Pool? I don't know. Um,
Second
Pool
cut.
said his association, which represents teachers and district employees in Tarrant County, supports the House plan that gives raises to all school employees.
Mhm.
Norman Norman
Damn,
Quigley.
you almost got an awesome name too. Your name's an adverb.
Yeah, I know, right? Regional president of the Fort Worth Education Association, says his group also supports the House version, but Quigley said that he is
Wait,
wary of the
was
prow's.
the version the higher number or the lower number?
It doesn't say yet.
I was gonna say, I didn't think it said which is which.
It hasn't.
Okay.
It says what I don't want to see is that they put this raise out here for 2 years and then leave it up to school districts to maintain it. That is a good point.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, because it's not like the salaries aren't, like, federally mandated, you know? So, I'm not totally sure how that would work.
Yeah, that if the school districts are left to manage it, then it won't keep because they're each going to be like, well, our district doesn't have the money.
Yeah, every school says that about everything.
Yeah.
That's
So
they do. And they're not wrong on all accounts.
no, they're not. But
They're trying to fund it.
I think that this guy does have a point.
Sure, yeah.
So it continues on to say, at stake, the Senate version includes a $5,000 pay raise for teachers and librarians.
It's a big bump.
Teachers, that's a big raise,
Mhm.
but teachers and librarians have a big job.
Yeah, sure.
Um, and then the House version includes a average raise of at least $1,850 for all school employees, teachers, librarians,
Mm,
custodial workers, nurses, and more, except for
like
school
me.
administrators.
That's not terrible. The top end guys are already paid, so it is
Yeah, and the custodians, that's a thankless job.
for sure. Uh,
Um,
I wonder how they pay school custodians because I know like the guys on the trucks, they get paid very decent, as well they should. That's a rough job, man. Uh, but those guys make over 20 an hour. It's a
yeah.
government job with good benefits, blah blah. So good, that's great. But I don't know how that translates to school janitorial staff. I don't know if they're well paid either. Uh,
Irate Prostate, hi, popping in to say hi.
what up?
Pincalo,
With it being a public school, they probably pay him shit.
yeah, Pincalo says just don't allow the substitute drama teachers to become elected officials. That will not help. No, it will not.
How shitty of a fucking actor do you have to be a substitute drama teacher? Jesus.
Apparently, not shitty enough to not fuck up an election because
Yeah,
he's the prime minister of Canada now. Fuck
it
sakes.
is, man.
Um, I kind of think the House plan is a bit better because like I said, custodial workers, if it's public school,
Mhm.
I'm sure they could use a bit more money for cleaning up your kids'
Yeah,
mess all day and
yeah.
getting balls and frisbees off of the school roof.
I mean, realistically, they're both a win. Either the teachers get a big bump or everybody gets a little bump. Well, what's really going to happen is either non-teacher staff in public schools is going to be pissed off or they're not.
Yep.
You know, it'd be kind of cool if maybe there was an allotment and the schools could allocate payroll funds how they saw fit, depending on what the job necessity was there. That could get complex, though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm at least glad to see that they're working on something that gives additional funding to public education. That's an issue that's near and dear to me, man.
Yeah.
All I had
Public
public education. I didn't get to go to school. I lost my scholarship. Brr.
public education, I was in public school my whole school career.
Yeah.
Um there were some people who asked my mom, oh, shouldn't she go to the school for the blind? And my mom was like, no, she's fine where she is.
Mhm.
Um but I definitely think that, there are like I said, the people who are, like the custodians, the librarians,
Mm.
you know, the ones who are responsible for directly responsible for educating the kids.
Right. Right.
Now on the other hand, the teachers, the problem that we're having up here, um, the government is unfortunately having to make lots of cuts right now, because
Can't
our
make any damn money off the Japanese internment camps and trying to export syrup. She's just, orders are down. Motherfuckers down here trying to go all gluten free and shit. No more
yeah,
cakes.
nobody wants to eat
Not
real pancakes
trying
anymore, and
up the syrup like we were in the 80s. You guys don't know what the fuck to do now. You seen what your government's doing. They're going crazy.
but
Getting that syrup out.
they're doing lots of cuts up here because our previous government basically spent our province into the poorhouse.
Oh, wow.
So
Where is
teacher
like the seat of Canadian government? Like here in
okay,
this Washington,
so
D.C.,
the seat of federal politics is in Ottawa.
Ottawa.
So Ottawa is the capital of Canada,
Right.
and and
Which
our
um, province is that in?
our province, Ottawa is in Ontario,
Ontario.
and
Well,
Ontario
I'm just
is the biggest province, and it's in the middle.
it's in the middle. I'm way off. I'm sorry, dude.
It's fine. So Ontario borders. I'm trying to think of some states to give you geographic location here.
Mm,
Michigan
okay.
borders with Ontario. New
I
York.
know exactly where you are.
New York borders with Ontario.
So you're right north of the Great Lakes, basically.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. And Ontario is a huge fucking province. Like it. It can take you at least, I think it's something like 3 days to drive
Oh, wow.
from one side of Ontario to the other side.
Pretty big, and I live in Texas, which is also very big, but
Yeah.
that's
You could
large.
fit Texas in Ontario.
That's a bold statement.
It's a bold yet true statement. Um, so we have but the seat of provincial politics for
Right.
Ontario is in Toronto.
Now that's further east than Ottawa.
No, actually, Ottawa is more
Shit.
east than Toronto. If you head straight east from Toronto for about 4 hours,
Mhm.
you'll hit Ottawa.
Okay, I got you. I gotta look at a goddamn map myself. You're blowing me up here, dude.
Yeah.
It's my own fault. Okay, here we go.
So the problem with our teachers right now is
Oh, wow.
they're
Yeah.
upset about cuts and they're dragging the students into the political discussion. Now I have a problem with that.
Mhm.
You're not there to teach kids your politics. You're there to
How is
teach
it
kids.
consequential? They can't fucking vote. What are you talking to these kids about this shit?
Well, that's what I mean. Like we've had high school students striking because of the cuts to um
Sorry, I'm
like
listening to all this shit in the chat.
it's all good. Um if you've got so we've had high school students carrying signs that are like education is important, yet they're doing this in the
Yeah,
middle
you
of the
yeah,
day.
yeah, right.
It's
Shouldn't you
like
be
get
glad
the
by now?
fuck back to class then if it's so important. What
Right,
the
good
hell are you
God,
doing?
math problem. Do you know what the difference between an expression and an equation is? Get your ass back to class then. You do it.
Someone please think of the children, says Faithless. Yes. Yes.
I love the idea of yelling at kids to tell them to go to school. Like, something about that seems so appealing to me. Like, and maybe it's because, characters I grew up with in the '80s, like Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, they were, like, always yelling at kids to go to school. It seems greatly appealing to me to do that. I feel like if, I'm ever old and sitting on a front porch or something, I'm not really the get off my lawn type,
Yeah.
more, take your ass back to class, basically. Yelling at kids to go to school, man.
That would be a funny if I'm
That's a great
sorry,
retirement if you ask me.
if I was skipping school and some old guy yelled at me, "Get your ass back to class,"
What the fuck you doing? Go do some math problems.
I'd be like, "Oh shit.
That's right.
Maybe I should."
Maybe you goddamn well should. Take your ass back to school. I love it, dude.
I would be like, "Hey, that rhymes. I should really go back to class."
That's right. Can you spell rhyme? Go to school.
Oh man. Oh, and then I found an article about the
Kids
most
going to school because I could get all amped up about
oh,
it.
this is about school as well.
All right.
Um, Texas teen becomes first black valedictorian in her school. Because
In that
apparently
particular school or ever? Because I'm not buying that.
in her school's
Just in
history.
that school.
In her school's history.
Honestly, you know what I have to say about most stories like this? Fucking so.
Yeah, I know, right? I read this article and I'm like, this is so like if I was this student, I would be really pissed
For real.
off.
I would too. I would too, man. You're the fucking valedictorian. You don't need a qualifier. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already the best. All they have to do is say you're the best. What the fuck difference does it make?
Yeah.
That's whoever's writing it trying to gain political points for being one of the good ones. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The student ain't requesting that. No valedictorian is doing her little interview for the school newspaper or whatever and goes, make sure to mention I'm black. That's not happening.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
God.
because it's
We're
this the
ridiculous.
the
You
second
living wrong.
headline. The
Fucking
second
hierarchy.
Second headline says she's the first Black valedictorian in her school's 125-year history. So,
So, where is it?
let me see here. It's another Texas story.
Okay.
Let's see. Um, where is this? My stupid screen reader is not cooperating with me. Here we go. Oh, of course, this is from ebony.com.
Mhm. Yeah, see, again, here's an organization trying to look like they're supporting a cause in order to make profit. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You're not supporting a goddamn thing. You're just making sure that the people who have to be of a certain mindset to read your publication stay of that mindset so they continue to read your publication and click on shit. It's very easy for people to get confused and think that large corporations act based on morals. That's not the case. They act based on dollars. Always have, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So
So I found this. I found it here. And her name is Tobetchaqua Toby Phillips.
Tibetchaqua, is that one name?
That is one name.
Tibetchaqua. Holy shit.
Tobetchaqua
How the
in
fuck do you
quotation
spell that?
marks in quotation marks Toby Tobi.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a nickname that went along with Tibetchaqua.
Yeah. But like seriously,
Oh, wait,
like
hold on. I'm sorry. Stop the blind press a second here. Did you say that the nickname was fucking Toby?
yes. When I read this article and I saw Toby, I'm like, wow.
Tibetchaqua.
Toby?
Your name is Toby. Oh my god, dude. I couldn't have written a better joke for that. That's hilarious.
I read that article last night to myself and I scared my son because I went Kunta Kinte, and my son's like, "What?" My son's like, "What's a Kunta Kinte?" And I'm like, "Never mind, honey,"
Oh my god.
because he's 4, right? And I'm just picking out articles on my phone while I'm
Well,
watching
good for
friggin'
Toby being the valedictorian, man. You did a hell of a job.
I'm just sitting watching friggin' Paw Patrol with my kids, picking out articles for today.
Wow.
And all of a sudden I see this and I'm like, Kunta Kinte!
That took me a second even to I was trying to work on my pronunciation of the actual I already forgot what it was now. It took me a second to notice fucking Toby. Oh my god. Wow.
So she's from Alvin. Um,
Alvin, Texas?
yeah.
No shit. That's not that far from here.
So she's a student from Alvin,
That's maybe 2 hours
Alvin High
where
School. So Alvin High School
I'm
has
at.
never had a fucking Black valedictorian.
Well, I will say that's a very small town in Texas, and it's not really super close to any major metropolis here in
Okay.
Texas. So it's a good shot. There's pretty low black population there. I don't know. I'm not super.
Especially black girls named Tobeshikwa.
Tibetqua. Tibetqua. So I don't know popular like where I live. It's very split. It's like
Right.
30-30-10 where I live.
Okay.
Um, but Alvin, I'm sure is another beast entirely.
So it says in so she's a student in Alvin High School in Texas, and she's making history as the first Black
First
valedictorian.
person ever named Tibetchaqua.
What were her parents think?
Fucking Jesus Christ! What could her parents' names have even been to come
I
up?
don't
You
know.
know what? They probably have like Bible names. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Dad's name is Joseph. And the mom's name is Mary. That's
Hmm.
too on the nose. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean, man. Something super super basic.
Yeah. I bet you it's one of those, what are you gonna name your daughter? Rwanda, or not Rwanda, Jesus. Two
Come
on the nose. Shaniqua, or,
yeah.
um, Tashandra, or
No, what was the one? What was the fucking 911 operator lady's name? We've referenced it so many times. I can't remember. Oh, Crinshonda.
Crinshonda. Oh god.
Crinshonda and Tebetchaqua. I want to do a cartoon about two fat black ladies that work at a 911 dispatch named Tebetchaqua and Crinshonda. And they hang up on everybody and they tell jokes to each other and make fun of everybody that they work with. I like this show already. I might write this.
The queen. Oh, fuck, Faithless. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Orangelo.
Um, so this says that she's the very first black valedictorian in her school's 125-year history. Originally established in 1894, the school was integrated with African American students in 1965.
Okay, so even at that, so cut that amount of time they were talking about in half. There
Yeah.
weren't black kids there for the first half. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but it is a fact. There were
Yes.
not black kids there during that time. So saying, oh, in this many years, well, that's like, I don't know, what's a fucking insert joke here, right? So what's a fucking sport that's going on right now and an expansion team that's only been there for a few years, but enough years that everybody who I said it to would recognize it, right? So it's basketball playoffs. Are there any expansion teams in the playoffs? I doubt it. I know Houston's playing Golden State right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't have the cities and dates to fill in that joke, but there, now you have the format. It's a Mad Lib show.
You have a joke template.
Yeah, you can fill that joke out yourself and use it anytime. Go for it.
So it continues to say,
use your hometown, impress your friends.
so 54 years. It's been 54 years since integration.
Okay.
Well,
okay, so that's 1 in 54 valedictorians. What's the percentage of black student population at that school? If it's 2%, then they're dead on proportional. I'm just saying, man, you gotta look at the math on stories like this. You can't listen to the words. You gotta listen to the numbers, man.
Listen to the numbers. So it says boasting a 6.9 GPA. Holy fuck.
God damn, that's AP shit up and down. That's AP advanced placement.
Yep.
Where you take college credit. I was able to do a bit of that, but man, you've got to be all the way across the wall, advanced placement classes to get a GPA like that. That's not work. What was her fucking name again?
Tebetchaqua.
It sounds like an Indian tribe in South Dakota.
It does. The Tebetchaqua tribe.
Only 40 or 50 of them. So
yeah,
like,
the Tebetchaqua tribe of South Dakota.
Yeah, that's right. They got wiped out. They were just southeast of Pierre, South Dakota. And that one French guy named Pierre with a cannon took the whole thing out. So they named a town after him because he eradicated the Tebetchaqua tribe. Yeah, joke template. It's fine.
So it says, boasting a 6.9 GPA, Phillips earned all A's throughout her high school career and took advanced placement AP courses. She opened up about her academic success during a recent interview with Because of Them We Can.
Okay.
What a title for a public. Because of them.
Because of them we can. That's not separatist at all.
No.
Oh.
Not at all.
Well, what was the old axiom when the scales were tilted the other way? Separate but equal is never equal.
Yeah.
Here we are again. By the way, I see the census data in the chat there. What do you know? 2% African American, which would imply 2% of the student body being African American. So 1 in 50 is right about dead on, guys. Nothing to worry about, nothing to see here.
Good old Skeptalk with the census data.
Appreciate that census data, if that's accurate. Big if true. Big if true.
So it says, maintaining the highest GPA in the class is a difficult task. Well, yeah.
That's how it
doesn't matter what color your fucking skin is. You
got to be doing nothing but fucking studying to make that happen. Good work.
Yeah, for sure. It takes time management, but more importantly, acknowledging what you do it for. I am no longer just representing myself, Phillips said. A well-rounded student, Phillips plays volleyball, runs track, and is a Sunday school teacher at her church.
Damn, she got an ass too?
She's also
Let's see if I can find a picture.
She's gotten to be a member of a sorority already. Wow. And the president.
Sorority of all super woke white girls. That would be hilarious.
Oh yeah.
How do you
The-
spell Tibetchaqua? I want to see if I can find a picture and
Let
see if
me see.
that,
I'll go find it.
talk about volleyball ass, and she's a valedictorian. Hold up a minute.
So, oh, my screen reader is pronouncing it Tibetchaqua.
Tibetchaqua.
So let's see. TobeckwU.
Oh Jesus. There it
Tobetchaqua.
is. Right there. Tibetchaqua or Qua. Okay, so the first images it finds is not that girl.
Her name is Phillips.
Philip.
Tobetchaqua Phillips.
I know how to spell Phillips. Woo. All right.
With a
Oh, here
PH.
we go. Because of them, we can. Oh, check her out. That's not too bad. Let me see the cheeks. Let me see the cheeks. Doesn't show the cheeks here. Let me see if I can find a volleyball picture. This is so predatory. What I'm like
Well,
here. So Tibetchaqua Phillips volleyball. Let me see if I can go to images. Nothing in volleyball, but she's not bad, man. She's got a big ass smile. Damn. She's
maybe
definitely
she's
from
happy.
Texas. No, yeah. I mean, she's holding up her fucking diplomas and super pack of awards and shit. I'd say yes to that.
I just hope she doesn't
I couldn't call her Toby. That's fucked up.
no. I couldn't either. I'd be like, "Do you know this just can I make you watch a show first before you insist that I call you Toby?"
Right, right.
Have
I
you
hope
ever watched
that
Roots?
they changed the sign in Alvin, Texas. That's hilarious. Home of Tibetchaqua. Oh boy.
Oh, that's
Did it say what she's planning to do in college?
sorry?
Did it say what she's planning to do in college?
Let's see here.
So I'm sure she's going to school. Come on, STEM field. You know what I mean? Like, here's a girl with an actual fucking
Oh,
shot.
Phillips, who wants to own her own clinic as a pediatric practitioner, will be attending
Modern
University
goddamn
of
man.
Texas.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Thank you for not going into the liberal arts with a brain like that. Good work.
that's awesome.
Now, if we could just get because of them we can.com to quit trying to fucking sensationalize this to capitalize
Yeah.
off shit so they can gain a couple little virtue points, everything would be just fine here in South Texas today. The rain's actually slowing down pretty good too.
Oh,
Hopefully.
good. I was wondering, how's it
It
been
was
there?
up yesterday, man. Luckily I'm in a place where it didn't get too bad. Couple of friends I've got here in town got it pretty rough over the last couple days.
Yeah, I heard that it's been really wet in Texas and in Louisiana too. I've got a blind friend in Louisiana who said it's been raining so much that a peach tree near her house just up and fell over. Because I guess like the soil is just so
So wet,
saturated.
couldn't hold it. Yeah.
Yeah, the roots just couldn't s- keep itself upright anymore, and it just kind of fell over.
God damn. Yeah, it just man, the weather just won't get better around here, man. I feel like it's been wet for about 3 years, and then it was winter for like 26 years before that or something, and then right before that was Christmas. So it's been going on for a while, it feels like.
Oh, it's crazy here in it feels like it's April and May right now. It's raining
Yeah.
here. It's
Yeah.
cloudy. It's not that warm.
No.
Like in May, you can at least usually start wearing a t-shirt, and I still have to go out in my sweater.
Sweating it up. Well, it's warmer than that here. I mean, you're very far north of me. Uh, but now I have two weather modes basically. I have hoodie and shorts, Everyone else a little cooler than this, and I like it much better. But now we've moved on into t-shirt and slacks weather. And that's basically where I'm at now.
Yeah, you guys are like I'll be talking with, Skep Talk in Texas because he's in Texas as well. And in the wintertime, he's like, "Oh, it's so cold here. It's 50 degrees." And I'm like, "Shut up. Just
No,
shut
I
up."
agree. Anything under 70 is the fucking frozen tundra as far as
No, 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 no.
the
There
north
were
side
times
things start going wrong. You know what I'm
there
saying?
were times in the winter where he'd be like, "It's 40 degrees out here." And I'd be like, "Yeah,
No, I was
it's
going
it's
nowhere.
freaking like there was a time I think it was minus
It's a
10 Fahrenheit up
oh
here.
my god, no.
I did the conversion for him and it was like
No.
like it's like minus 10, minus 15 Fahrenheit up here. And he's like,
Oh,
"How do you survive when you
oh
leave your house?"
I know. That's insane. I couldn't do it, man. I would die living somewhere cold. I've been in
I'm
the heat too long.
I hate it. I cannot stand the winter. I am not a winter person at all. It's
No.
probably for me because I can't see like to have the vitamin D from the sun.
Mm,
So I have to get it through skin absorption.
right.
And in the
Right.
winter time, I am like I suffer from pretty bad depression, anxiety,
You bet that, dude. You
most of the year.
effective dumbass.
Yeah.
I do too, man. I hate the winter.
Yeah, the winter just makes it worse. It's
Yeah,
awful.
for sure. 'Cause it's just miserable. Every time you go outside, it's like the world slows down, you know? It's just like,
Everything's dead. Like the trees are fucking dead. The animals are hiding.
yeah, well,
It's like,
fucking I'm fine with them hiding. It's fucking wild kingdom in my backyard now. On a rel
yeah,
like, I get that people where there are real animals and stuff, and this is nothing but, like, it's fucking squirrels and lizards and owls and skunks and shit where I
yeah.
live. It's crazy. That's an insane amount of fucking animals to
We have ballsy fucking skunks here. There's so many people. They just don't care anymore. Like
That's crazy
they
'cause
just walk up to you and you're like, "Hi."
boys, man. I saw a big albino one. I thought it was a monster. At least he ran the fuck off, dude.
Like we're having coyote problems. They're coming closer and closer to the
Yeah,
city.
where I live's too dense. There's no nothing like that here.
We've
That
got
the coyotes are crazy.
They
Sneak.
are. They're fucking crackhead dogs. They're Robin Williams had the best joke about coyotes. They're like you know, they're friendly, but they're crazy. Hi, do you have any small animals you don't need?
Right.
Like, just I
I haven't
can't.
been saving them. I'm sorry, man. You're gonna have to find a new one.
Yeah, Pincalo says they are coming closer and closer to the city. They are in the city. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. Um,
Well, I know that you can deal with werewolves if you have mammoths, so maybe elephants to take care of your coyote problem. Just a ton
I
of elephants running around.
don't think the elephants would like the cold too much.
Yeah, that's true too. I doubt it. They also are down with the heat.
They really are. They're down with the warmth and the you can't cool yourself or you can't warm yourself up in mud.
Right, because where do they live? They live in kind of northern Africa and South
South Asia.
Asia, like India and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That's a pretty hot climate.
Yeah.
That band of the planet there. I don't know, but then they're always flapping their ears around, fucking trying to fan themselves. They could go somewhere a little bit cooler. They're big. They live a long time. You know what I mean? Like an elephant could up and move to another state. It'd take them a few years to get there, but they can get there. It'd be all right.
Now I've got the elephant walk song in my head going with like a herd of elephants just migrating slowly.
Just walking in that single file line, you know, they grab the tail of the one in front of them
Yeah.
with their what
Big
called trunks.
trunks.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
trunks.
So you've also got Golf City Gaming channel. What type of games do you play on Golf City Gaming?
Oh man, we We've tried a few different things there. Like I've played a couple of SquareSoft games and put some serious hours in. Like for a while, I was doing these Sunday morning hangover kind of stream. Played Final Fantasy X all the way through, and I think six as well, maybe. Those are okay. I like those, but what works best over there a lot of times is the more kind of party game oriented stuff, which really is more fun overall. I think. Uh, I got a lot of fucking mileage out of Friday the 13th, and we played some Warframe and Apex, and our new one is Pummel Party, which is like a Mario Party clone. That's pretty fun. Played that a few times, but man, I'm really looking forward to when that new Doom comes out. That new Doom, I'm gonna try to stream that shit day it comes out.
That
Man,
would be
that
cool.
last one was so fucking good. Like I'm not huge on first person shooters necessarily, but man, Doom's a franchise I can get behind, and they did not disappoint on that 26.
Yeah, Pincalo found he got a copy of Doom for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And he went home and put it on nightmare mode.
Well, I mean, that's no joke. Nightmare is no fucking joke on that.
No, it's not. He's like, fuck, 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 fuck. What's going
Yeah.
on?
That's very much the way of that game. It's very fuck, 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 fuck. This shit just, there's so much like teleporting, and shit's coming from hell, so it just pops up wherever the fuck it's gonna pop up. There's a lot of things that throw shit or shoot shit, so there's kind of a bullet hell aspect to that game too. Man, you really got to be on the move, but it's a lot of fun because it's real gory, and just they don't try to get too crazy with it as a first person shooter, and creating these kind of maintenance options and too much variety in what your character creation stuff's like. I don't give a shit about any of that, or like way overdoing it with the story and having to make choices and blah blah. No, 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 no. Doom is about killing 30,000 fucking demons with the
Yep.
big goddamn guns that we could think of, basically. And then that's all you want it to be, and that's all it is, man.
And the
I mean,
soundtrack is really good.
oh, fucking Mick Gordon. Oh my god, dude. Like that soundtrack is good enough that I listen to that outside of playing Doom. You know what I mean? Like that's it's on rotation, one of my kind of hype up things, when I got to get psyched up, I'm trying to work or trying to do a show or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll fucking play some high energy shit, and that Mick Gordon's off the chain. I didn't realize till I was listening to some of that he also did the soundtrack for the most recent Killer Instinct.
Really?
And Killer Instinct, that's more my franchise as far as fighters go. Like
I wish they
I'm
put that on PlayStation.
I'm not real good at Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Like, I did
I
okay.
suck
Like,
at Street Fighter.
yeah, I'm not
I
great.
cannot do 2D fighting games.
I like
I
2D fighting games, okay, but I like Killer Instinct and Marvel vs. Capcom, and both because they're really smash and grab, like super aggressive. Fuck defense, fuck waiting, fuck just run as hard as you can right from
Yeah.
that. Maybe that's why I like Doom too. I don't know.
I really wish Killer Instinct was
It's pretty fun.
available on the PlayStation because
It's
it's
so
only for the Xbox,
yeah.
and I refuse to own an Xbox.
No Xbox, huh?
No Xbox. No, Pincala worked for Xbox for a while, and we had a friend who owned an Xbox 360,
And it came alive and it fucking ate him.
and he got the 3 red lights.
Oh, bummer.
Um,
I had a buddy who had one crap out too.
yeah, and he managed to get it he got it like fixed a couple of times.
Mhm.
He got it sent away. And then it happened again, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm buying a PS3."
Yeah, I understand.
So we got a PS4, and I got Soul Calibur 6, and
Oh man, I haven't played a Soul Calibur in a while.
I love Soul Calibur.
I played the fuck out of 2 and 3. I think were the ones that I played the most. I think those were both PS2. Was maybe Soul Calibur 2 was PS1.
Soul Calibur 2 was the version 1 Xbox and PlayStation 2, I
Yeah,
believe,
dude, that sounds right. I feel like
because
at the time I remember playing.
Spawn was on the Xbox version and Heihachi was on the PS2 version.
I think that might have been 3. I don't know if there were guests like that on t I feel like 2 maybe had Yoshimitsu in
He's
it.
2, Yoshi's in all of them.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Um,
I'm talking about Taki all day, you know? I'm
fucking right, dude.
talking
Taki's my
about
character.
like, as a backup, I will accept Cervantes, but beyond that, no.
No, Taki's my jam.
Yeah, man.
I love Taki. She's
The mix-ups are so good.
yeah,
That's what makes it so good. You can use that ultra aggressive style because her high, low, these different kind of mix-ups she can do are really effective. If you can get it down. I was playing that, and I think Soul Calibur 2 was when I was in high school.
yeah.
So, I wasn't exactly good at anything. Not that I am now, I guess.
I'm like fighting games is really the only kind of game I can play because of the audio.
Audio cues, yeah.
Yeah. So like Soul Calibur, we got MKX.
Man, I guess if they with a first person shooter, if it was, like, really accurate surround sound, would
Yeah.
would that make like, VR level surround, does that work at all? Have you tried any of that shit?
I still haven't tried it, but I would like to find like maybe if there's like an AI map or something on because
Yeah.
Piccolo has Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Mhm.
And I would kind of like to see if there's like an AI map that I can play on and not, so that if I shoot the wrong person, I don't shoot like
Right,
my teammates, right?
right,
And
you can try to figure it out.
because it would be interesting to see like
It'd be
if I
cool if
have
they did
headphones on.
a separate kinda program for that, or something because, like, you wouldn't need the big VR headset, you would just have to have a decent enough pair of headphones.
Yeah.
No, see, there'd have to be something to track your movement, though. You would still need some kind of peripheral there, some kinda gyroscope, something that I don't know. That's crazy. I'd be very interested to hear what that would be like for someone, that's blind because I assume they're more accurate with sound there, I guess.
Well, I only play Mortal Kombat with headphones on
Yeah.
because the players move, like the sound
The foot
moves. It's 3D audio. So
Whoa.
the players move, like when they move, their sound goes from speaker to speaker.
Right.
So I can actually tell when my opponent has moved from my left to my right or is in front of me.
Wow.
Um, and if I try and play MK without headphones just on a TV, holy shit, do I suck.
Much tougher. Yeah, you'd have to have a crazy sound system in the room,
Yeah. Yeah,
whatever.
I would.
So, I mean, can you whoop Pink's ass, or what's going on there, man?
Oh, yeah, Pincalo and I do, because Pincalo's not a fighting game guy, he's an FPS guy.
Yeah.
He's a first person shooter guy. Um, and I do, like, all fighting games, right? So like, the way we actually met was I went into this cyber cafe where he was playing CS Source,
Mhm.
and I jumped on the Xbox 360 to play Soul Calibur 3, and, he walked over to watch, and he's like, "Holy shit.
Yeah.
She's cute and she can play games. This is awesome."
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Um, but yeah, it
Ping
was
pong balls in her fucking eye sockets. Woo!
yeah,
Watch out.
exactly.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I would like to if I can find an AI map, I would like to do because I do sometimes do some gaming streams,
Yeah.
so that would be fun to
What do you think
stream and
about the possibility in the future where they're able to send visual signals to our brains? Like, if there was a situation where they could bypass it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know if how, cerebral interpretation of that would be, but, like, man, I was watching this thing the other day, and it was a device that you could think and it would speak you could think words and it would speak them out loud. Uh,
Okay.
and it was real interesting. The interesting part to me was that it got most of the vowels right, but the hard consonants sounded much softer when it came out of the machine. It made
Hmm.
me wonder if a lot of, like, these hard consonants that we hear, how much is of it is just the posturing of the tongue and the teeth? That's the sound we're hearing, not necessarily the sound that our brains are making our vocal cords make. So the thought process might be different. Point being, I could think about that shit all day and fucking bake my brain with it, but,
Yeah.
um, if there's like a, speech center mapping to that level, just that mapping continues in that way. Is there a way to kind of reverse that flow and put speech in? And then obviously the next step of that would be to put images in. Now, there's the obvious dangers of like advertisement being beamed to your brain while you're asleep. And don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, there's plenty of people who want that to happen. And if we don't destroy ourselves, it's just certainly a possibility. But I wonder if and you weren't blind at birth, but you didn't have a lot of time with it. I'd love to know what the difference in translation for the brain would be when
Yeah.
accessing the eyes.
Well,
Yeah.
'cause,
Mm,
when a blind person reads Braille, for example,
mhm.
um, especially if they weren't blinded at birth, but even in people who were blinded at birth or from birth, their visual cortex is active when
Right.
they read Braille.
It creates some kind of image in the brain.
Yeah.
Right.
So there may be a way to map the brain and figure out how to, translate that.
Hmm. That's very interesting, man. Again, look at what just to bring it all back around to do a callback line, since we're at
Mm.
the, like, 2-hour mark, holy shit.
Yeah, we got about 10, 15 minutes left
Right?
before I end.
But look at the miracle that is modern science and what they're potentially able to do, and yet they're
Yeah,
still arguing with the polio vaccination. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
to
It's
bring it all back around, vaccinate your kids. That's today's
vaccinate your goddamn kids, people.
mm,
You
mhm.
vaccinate your kids, and we may have information beamed into our brains.
Man, how crazy would that be? Or if you could go the other way, like, how dope would it be to be able to control your computer by thinking about it? Like, if I could edit video and animate and draw in Premiere and, Photoshop, all that crazy shit with my
Oh,
mind, oh
that
my
would make
god,
things so much easier for
wouldn't
Pincalo.
that been
He's
amazing?
my he's my video editor.
Hell yeah.
I could just be
Think
like,
about it while you drinking a beer, dude.
just think
Drink
about what I wanna do for my video and just be
go
like,
like this and this and this, beep, bop, boop, there it goes,
"Yep." That would be awesome.
right? How dope is that? I'm like, you can edit it and you don't even have screens. You don't even have well, what am I even talking about at this point? It's all internal. You don't have screens, you do it by thinking about it. Essentially, it'd be recording your thoughts. That's what it would be. You would be able to think about a movie scene created in your fucking mind and print
That
it.
would be incredible.
Did you ever see that episode of fucking Black Mirror that was kinda I'll give you one better. Did you ever see a Robin Williams movie called Final Cut? I would
That
high
is one I haven't seen, actually.
oh, man, that's one of his, dramatics, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, it's one of those in the not too distant future, and it's a situation like that where people's brains are recorded onto a hard drive through their whole lives, and then when they die, a video editor cuts a highlight reel of their entire life and shows it at the funeral, and Robin Williams is one of those video editors, and
Oh, wow.
it's a really cool story. Now, I'm biased because I fucking edit video for a living, but,
Yeah.
I thought it was super interesting, man, especially if you like Robin Williams and if you like his dramas as well as his comedies, and he's great as per usual in that flick.
Robin Williams is just a phenomenal talent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think I will have to check that
Unfortunately
out.
yeah, I would, I'd take a listen to it, as it were, man. It's very interesting. It's unfortunate that you can't take a look at his desk. His desk is super dope. It's like, a computer desk with everything built in, but it's like a wood grain finish. So it's really, ultra cutting edge tech.
Yeah,
It has this retro finish to it, you know what I mean? So it's just a real interesting look, man. It's cool.
that is awesome.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I would recommend Final Cut, not the software. I would never go against Adobe like that. But I would definitely recommend the Flick, man. It's solid.
So that's what you used is Adobe?
Fuck yeah. I want to get a sponsorship. Yeah, man. My workflow is almost entirely Adobe. The only non-Adobe stuff that I use are things like audio routing software and streaming. So, I use OBS and stuff, obviously.
Yeah,
But all of my production shit is all Adobe,
very cool.
and I've been cutting in Premiere for probably 12 or 13. Yeah, it's not 11 or 12 years, something like that. Been cutting a long, long time in Premiere. Um, and that's a piece of software that has changed very extensively over these years, man. And it's an amazing tool. People like to bitch, but honestly, in my mind, the people that bitch and complain about the same problem all the time is because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't have those problems, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
And I'm stuck with a
I'll do the
MacBook,
PC
so
versus Mac argument with anybody any day. Windows for life, son.
see, Windows, I if I do ever go back to Windows, I will never buy the third-party software for screen readers again because there's a new software called NVDA, which is
Mm,
stands short for Non-Visual Desktop Assistant. And it is free, and
yeah,
it does everything that JAWS, which is the
the win.
premier screen reader for Windows,
Mhm.
does, except JAWS is $1,500.
Shoot. It's unfortunate that we're at the end of the golden age of pirating. It's too
Yeah.
bad, man.
And now, like, I can, if I spend $1,500, I can spend $1,500 and buy a Mac with a screen reader built in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for that use, for sure. I get it.
That's why I switched to a Mac because they have the market on accessibility
Oh, for
still
sure.
kind of
And
cornered.
that being such a crucial parameter, I totally get it. I like PC because you can build them yourself and
Yeah.
switch it and change shit, and just Windows is more about versatility. Mac is more about guiding people. Like I, you know, people that are light users or kids or that's kind of computing 101 is Mac. It kind of does it all for you. Windows is versatile enough that you can fuck it up, you can brick yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives you the option to do it though. So I think for my purposes and the level that I need to use my hardware to, Mac just wouldn't cut it
Yeah.
personally.
Pincalo's right. He says you couldn't even pirate this even back in the day because that $1,500 was for also every
Oh my
version update.
god, fuck.
Yeah, every time they updated the thing, it was like, okay, now you need to buy this new disc.
Wow. That sucks, man.
Oh, it was bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, cheaper to just buy another machine that's got one on it, fuck it. Do either one of the companies make, like, a specialty, accessibility machine?
So,
Like, is there any, like, different hardware that they sell that's for that? Like, something with haptic feedback or something,
what
maybe?
they do have is they don't have computers that are specifically accessible, but
Mhm.
they do have external devices you can
Yeah, there's
like
peripherals you can get or whatever.
peripherals like braille displays, which is
Whoa, how does that work?
so it's
Does it
um
raise up like little
yeah,
things?
it's
Oh,
refreshable.
oh.
So it raises up and like it changes
Oh,
with
do you have
whatever's on the screen. I don't. I would like to get one.
probably pricey,
They're
huh?
very expensive.
Yeah, that
The
sounds super cool. I'd
cheapest
love to see some video of that.
oh, if I ever get one, there will be some video.
Yeah,
But
man.
the cheapest ones are like $1,500 to $2,000.
Yeah.
The more expensive ones get up to about five, six
Crazy, man. So
thousand
whether it's
dollars.
listening or whether it's the braille or whatever, they trying to charge you an arm and a leg, no matter what the fuck it is,
Yep.
basically.
Braille
I guess
printers.
it's a such a niche market, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? What's the, dude, every time we talk, like, it goes one way, and then I just end up asking you a
Hey,
million
that's fine.
Like, do you know what the percentage is? Worldwide population, like, what percentage of, people are blind? I
It's
honestly don't
pretty
know.
small. I think there's something like 8 million people worldwide
Oh, wow, yeah, that's pretty small for sure.
with, visual impair I could be wrong, it could be more than that. Um,
0.1%, you know, obviously anything geared towards that market is gonna be way overpriced because
yeah,
the demand is low. How many are you gonna buy per lifetime? You know, they need to get you where they can. That sucks, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like and it depends on where you are in the world because some countries, their populations, like our countries, because we're having less kids,
Mhm.
our populations are going blind because they're older.
Mhm. Sure.
Whereas in like
Live
say
too goddamn long, yeah.
yeah, like whereas in like third world countries that's when you have a lot of blindness in children or blindness because of untreated diabetes or
Oh, man,
like
wow.
stuff like that. But in that situation, you're more worried about access to clean water than you are access to a working
Right.
computer.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so like, but the
You know,
really cool
I I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about the damn Braille thing. Like, I feel like it would be cheaper to get you one of those. I don't know what the fuck they're called. It's like a little square, it's an old school toy that kids would maybe have in the '80s.
mm,
And it's like a square box thing with a little plexiglass cover, and it's got nails essentially in it, flat nails, and you press something into the back and it makes an impression version of it with the nails here. Like, I wonder how hard it would be to rig up a series of switches on like an Arduino system where it could take text and then raise certain pins to create that braille for you. Like, I feel like it would be cheaper to hire somebody who could program something crazy like that than it would
probably
be to
would.
buy one of those fucking devices, you know? That seems way out of control. Hmm.
Jaws has dropped its price a lot, says Skip Talk. Yeah, it's about $1,000
Oh, well, if that's all.
instead of 15.
Yeah.
Window Eyes is the other competitor, and it's dropped to about 600. But that's still the
Yeah,
price of a laptop.
it's still hot. It's still hot for sure.
You could buy a laptop for $600.
Yeah, it's not a fucking pack of gum, man.
Well, let's see. We've got 9 minutes left.
We're
So
out of
chat,
we're out of time. I'd go so long. I'm sorry, dude.
it's fine. My streams are 2 hours. So,
There we go. Then we're
um
out of time. What am I even talking about?
we've got 9 minutes left. So if chat has anything they want to say to me or Ghastly or any questions or whatever, now is y'all's time.
Send me your questions and your twitties.
Did Ghastly just describe the Braille reader? Yes, but he just described it in like
I'm just thinking how to do it homemade. I'm sure it's a very similar system. You know what I mean? I'm sure that it's something exactly like that. It takes the text, it translates letters into like a pin location code, it raises those pins under his skin for X amount of time or you know, whatever it is. It's just a if this then that type scenario. I'm sure that's being done in a similar way. I just think it'd be cheaper to do it yourself. I don't know.
what's a quid? I have no idea
Wait, that's true.
what is a quid?
What is a goddamn quid? That's all I'm saying, man. If there's man has wondered for thousands of years. It's a fruitless question to try to decipher because there is no answer. What the fuck is a quid?
Skeptox says, "Do you like living in Gulf City?"
You know it, my man.
Gulf City is awesome.
That's right. I love it here. The city blows up all the time. There's fucking ghosts and robots and monsters and stuff. It's pretty good, man. See, I
Milkman Dan says,
like
"But
5 people telling me what I guys, I know what a quid is. It's
is it the same? Okay, so is a quid the same as a pound? Is it a
a
different
quid
name
is
for as a
basically
pound?"
like, you know how we would say a buck instead
Yeah,
of a dollar? It's just slang for a pound. That's
that's
all.
what I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
got
just,
into an argument with somebody. I can't remember who it was, but they're like, I'm like, quid is slang for a pound. And they're like, no, it's not. It's a different
Yeah.
denomination of money. And I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
British fucks over there on Goat Poo. It's some joke from some time. Me and drunk uncle were yelling about something at some point. Just I keep saying it, and every time people are like, "Oh, it's that." Guys, I know what it is. I know. Okay.
It's all good. I know what I know what it is.
Yeah, it's just a joke.
Oh man. So let's see what else we've got here. A quid is worth one what?
Let me see if I can find it wherever you are. A quid is worth one. Oh, pro quo, quid pro quo.
Oh, a quid pro quo. Ha ha ha, Skep. That's me laughing hysterically. Ha 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 ha.
Robin Williams callback.
But a quid will not get you a GoPro.
That's right. You're gonna need mini quid. And
Many quid.
I don't know if the fucking plural of quid is quid or quids.
It's
Oh,
quid.
yeah, I think so because I feel like that's how they say it. That's
Yeah.
just my guessing context. Now, don't get me wrong. I know they like to tout how they invented it or whatever, but let's be honest. The British butcher the fucking English language. I don't know what the hell. So, maybe,
Knock me
maybe
up in the morning for like what?
knock me up in the morning.
Smoke a fag.
That's oh, they're ridiculous.
Quidditch. No, not Quidditch.
Quidditch with an AGE. Got some serious Quidditch right here, bruh.
Quid is also the plural. Yep.
Okay. That's like saying I got $200. You know what? Actually, I do say that now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I will often abbreviate to buck or cent. Well, I don't know why. I thought that was just a Texas thing. Apparently, they do that in the UK as well. Maybe we have more in common than I thought. I also like to butcher the English language.
Don't we all in our own way?
Bruh. You gotta curl your bottom lip down to get a good bruh. So stupid.
Oh man. Well, guys, we're coming down to the last 2 minutes of the show, so that's when we usually start shilling stuff.
Word?
So, please, guys, go check out. I've got the links for the Golf City merch, which is golf-gear.com.
That's golf-gear.com.
And I've got the link to the Fright Supremacy channel and Golf City Gaming
Mm.
as well.
Pick them both up.
Yeah, and also, please come by tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. Eastern for the Star Trek stream. We'll be talking about Deep Space Nine and the two-parters called
That's the one
Improbable
with the
Cause.
blonde lady that had the part of the robot face.
No, that's
I didn't
the
watch any of them after Next Generation.
so yeah, no. So Deep Space Nine came out just
I
after
swear
Next
there was
Generation.
like a blonde lady that was the captain, and part of her face had a machine on it or something.
Oh no, no, no. The lady captain was Janeway from Voyager.
Voyager
And Seven of Nine was the Borg
with the robot
with
face.
the robot face.
Okay, I'm fucking it up.
Two different people, but they were on the same ship together.
I at least got the right franchise.
Yes, you
So
did.
I kept it within the. I mean, I know about Jean-Luc Picard, but I didn't
As
watch.
you should know about Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen most, if not all, of the Next Generation ones. I know I saw all the old ones. That shit was on TV so much when I was a kid. I think I saw most of the Next Generation, if not all of it. I remember Whoopi Goldberg's ass too in that fucking show. But I never did see any of the other ones. The next Star Trek things that I saw were the newer movies,
Okay.
which I liked pretty good.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, they're not, but I'm not super, picky about my Star Trek lore either, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a very casual fan of that.
Ah, see, I'm a
Yeah.
huge
I get
nerd about Trek.
I get it, dude. And
Um,
gotta
so
have it just so. I'm sorry, I was cutting you off on your
that's
show.
all good. It's all good. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be talking about the two-parter, which has two different titles: Improbable Cause and The Die Is Cast. Join Skeptalk, myself, hopefully Hammer, and possibly Polydub, if he can
Yeah.
make it. So come and watch that 2 p.m. Eastern, and as always, Pincalo and I will be back on Sunday night with the blind and the special. Um, Thanks, Ghastly, for coming out. I had a lot of fun.
Sure. Hell yeah, man. Anytime.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come back next Monday at noon Eastern for another coffee stream. Have a great day, guys, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Pride power.